Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be talking about polynomial addition and subtraction. So, first off, classifying polynomials. A monomial is a number, a variable, or a product of a number and one or more variables. So if you look at the chart to your left, you see a monomial is one term, and an example is just 3x squared. A polynomial is a monomial, or the sum or difference of two or more monomials. So a binomial, a trinomial, a polynomial, like the list goes on. There could be 4 terms, 5 terms, 6 terms, etc. And it can be addition, subtraction, or a combination of them. A polynomial does have some rules though. For example, a variable cannot appear in the exponent of a monomial or a polynomial. So for instance, a monomial can be 3x squared, but it can't be 3x to the power of y. So no variables in the exponent. Same with the trinomial. You can't have like 5x to the power of y minus 2x plus 4. It has to be a real number. The exponent also has to be a whole number greater than 0. So the exponent can't be a negative and it can't be a fraction. So looking at the polynomial example, you can have 3x cubed plus x squared plus 7x minus 9, but you can't have 3x to the power of negative 3 plus x to the power of 1/2. You see what I mean? You can't have a fraction or a negative in the exponent. So there are two methods to add polynomials. You can either add it horizontally or you can add it vertically. So when you add horizontally, you're going to remove the parentheses and you're going to combine like terms. In the example, you have 2x squared minus 4 plus x squared plus 3x minus 3. So as you can see, this is the binomial and this is the trinomial. You're just going to get rid of these parentheses, and that's what is done in step 2. You see that the parentheses are gone, and now you're able to combine like terms. So you got to identify which terms are similar. So I see that the 2x squared right here can combine with the x squared right here, and those two add to 3x squared. And now with the negative 4, I can combine that with the negative 3, and those combine to equal negative 7. And the last term left can't be combined with anything else. It's just this 3x, so that's going to remain the same. So you have the combination of all these steps, and that yields 3x squared plus 3x minus 7. To add polynomials vertically, you would align the like terms underneath each other and add the columns. So with this example, you have 3x squared plus 5x minus 3, and you're adding that to x squared minus 5x plus 1. So what you would do is kind of very similar to the horizontal method, except there's like no parentheses you have to get rid of. You're just kind of lining up the whatever like terms there are. So these first two terms, they're similar, so you can add them up. You have 3x squared plus x squared, and that yields 4x squared. The second terms in both polynomials, you have 5x and you have negative 5x, and those combine to 0 because they cancel out, so you wouldn't include that in your answer. Finally, you can add negative 3 and positive 1, and that would give you negative 2. So altogether, that gives you 4x squared minus 2. Now, subtracting polynomials. You can also use the horizontal method and the vertical method. It's going to be very similar, just a little bit different. So to subtract polynomials horizontally, you would remove the parentheses by distributing negative 1 to each term in the second polynomial and then combine like terms. So basically, it's just like addition, except before you get rid of the parentheses, you have to distribute negative 1 to each term in the parentheses. So with this example, you would distribute the negative 1 right here to all the terms in this parentheses. So that would look like negative 1 times negative 2x squared, which is shown down here as positive 2x squared. Then you would distribute the negative 1 to the positive 3x, and that would give you negative 3x. And then you distribute the negative 1 to negative 2, which would give you positive 2. So Now you can just add like terms like you did with the addition, and that would be 5x squared, which is similar to 2x squared, would combine for 7x squared. Then you have negative 9x, and that's similar and can be combined with negative 3x to give negative 12x. Then you have just positive 11, and that can combine with positive 2 to give you positive 13. So your answer would be 7x squared minus 12x plus 13. Now for the vertical method, to subtract polynomials vertically, you would align the like terms underneath each other and take the opposite of every term in the second polynomial and then combine like terms. So it's very similar to the horizontal method. You're just taking the opposite of each term in the second polynomial. So what that would look like is I would just start with the first term. I have a positive 1x squared. That would become a negative 1x squared because that's the opposite of that. And for the second term, I have 2x. That would become negative 2x. And for the third term, negative 3, that would become positive 3. When you make something opposite, you're just changing the sign. You're just kind of multiplying it by negative 1. So now that I have the opposite of this, I can combine like terms. By combine, I mean add. Basically, I turned this subtraction sign into a plus sign when I took the opposite of each term in the second polynomial. And from now, it's just basically vertical addition. So you have 3x squared and the 1x squared, and that combines to make 2x squared. You have negative 4x, which is similar to negative 2x, and that would give you negative 6x. And you have positive 8 and positive 3, and those combine to give you positive 11. So your answer would be 2x squared minus 6x plus 11. So there's some practice problems if you wanted to pause the video and try them on your own. If not, I'll just talk through them. So we have a binomial right here and a trinomial right here. So we're just going to be adding them, and this is the horizontal method. So you would just get rid of the parentheses and combine like terms. So you have 5h cubed and negative 2h cubed, that's 3h cubed. You have negative 8h and negative 2h, which equals negative 10h. You have and there's just this one term left, negative h squared, that can't be combined with anything, so that's going to be alone. But I want to write this in standard form with the highest degree, with the highest degrees first. So that would look like 3h cubed minus 8h squared minus h squared minus 10h. And yep, it checks out. So like we did, we got rid of the parentheses, we grouped like terms, and then we brought to standard form. Okay, now this is a subtraction problem using the horizontal method. So over here we have two trinomials, and they're subtracted from each other. So it's just like addition, except you have to distribute the negative 1 to each of the terms in the second polynomial before you can combine like terms. So I distribute negative 1 to each of the terms in the second polynomial. That would give me a negative d cubed plus, minus 6d minus 9. And now I can just combine like terms. There's nothing similar to this term. There's nothing similar to this term. I can leave those alone. But 6d and negative 6d cancel out to make 0, and 9 and negative 9 cancel out to make 0 as well. So all I'm left with is d squared and negative d cubed. But I want to write that in standard form, so I'm going to write that as negative d cubed plus d squared. And I'm going to check my answer. And yep, negative d cubed plus d squared. I could have also solved this using the vertical method. In that case, I would just kind of move this second term over here, and I would just rewrite it like this. And I would take the same steps. I would distribute the -1, or just take the opposite of each term, and I would get the same answer if I did it that way. All right, that's all I have for this video. I'll be making a multiplication video for polynomials soon, so just watch out for that. I hope this helps.